Hello everyone, and welcome to the Room of Requirement. My name is Megan, and I have over 25 years of occult and esoteric study and practice, and today I'm going to be talking about developing discipline on your spiritual path or routine. So this is the hardest thing for seekers to stick with and develop, and so I wanted to give a rundown on that. I hope you guys really enjoy this one. If this is the first time you're coming across my channel, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. This channel is really eclectic. It's all about occult and mysticism and magic and different things that will help you, help propel you on your spiritual path. And let's just go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so discipline is the bridge between aspiration and realization, especially on a spiritual journey. Many spiritual seekers feel called to deepen their connection with the divine, cultivate inner peace, and embody virtues such as compassion and wisdom. Yet, without discipline, even the noblest intentions can wither under the weight of daily distractions or wavering motivation. Let's explore how deliberate routines can nurture discipline and support lasting spiritual progress. So, over all the years that I've been doing this, I have been at different levels of discipline. So it takes about 21 days to form a habit. And after the 40th day, it really becomes part of your routine. And so a lot of people get down on themselves when they start a spiritual routine and they miss a day or a couple of days, or they get sick or something like that, and it throws them off, and then they get really discouraged. Let me tell you, over all the years, it's been a roller coaster ride. You're going to have things happen in your life where you fall off. You're going to have periods where you do something consistently for months or even years on end, and then you switch it up. You're constantly going to be changing your routines, and you're going to constantly be changing your level of discipline. But it's really important that you give yourself some grace and some compassion as you're going down this path, because it is not easy, especially when you start getting into the deeper aspects like shadow work, dealing with your emotional trauma, clearing your energetic field. All of these things, once you start practicing, is going to start coming to the surface that you're going to have to deal with, and it's going to become very hard. And then that creates lack of motivation. It can create states of depression, dark nights of the soul, all of those things. And so I completely understand how hard it is, because I've been through it, all the ups and downs, twists and turns. But I'm stressing how important it is to, if you get off track, it's a new day, you can start over. I'm a mentor, so I work with my clients on this all the time, and it's really hard for them to get started. But once they do get started and form a solid routine, then their discipline gets easier and easier and easier. Some people are naturally good at discipline, and some people, they really, really, really have to work at it. The main focus is you have to keep focus on what the results are going to be when you do this, because they are so much greater than you getting down on yourself for the lack of motivation. When I started practicing high magic, it changed my entire life. I became more disciplined, more confident. I had doors open for me that I thought would never open before. I built solid relationships. I've worked through my trauma. All kinds of things have happened. It led to a Kundalini awakening. It led to higher psychic abilities. It led to deeper sense of awareness, higher states of consciousness, out-of-body states, energy manipulation. All of these things can happen as a result of your discipline. So if you could just keep your mind focused on what you're going to get as a side effect of your discipline, then that alone should keep you going. Okay. So understanding discipline on the spiritual path. Discipline is often misunderstood as a rigid self-denial or harsh control. So that's the first step. You have to shift your perspective a degree and not look at it as a punishment. You want to do it. It's an experience. It's not something that you check a box off. It's not something that it's like, oh, it's a chore. If something that you do in a routine becomes a chore, then you're going to have an extreme lack of motivation, and you're not going to want to do it, and you're going to sit there and talk yourself out of it. If I'm having a really hard day, and sometimes I still do have hard days where I sit there and I don't want to do things, I just sit there for a moment, I take some deep breaths, and I just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then boom, I make myself get up and I do it. And I have never regretted getting up and doing it afterwards, right? So just keep that in mind as you're trying to build your discipline and build your resolve. So it doesn't have to be something that's hard or something that you hate. If it becomes something that you hate and you see as a chore, then it's time to switch it up, okay? So in the context of spirituality, however, discipline is a gentle yet unwavering commitment to your highest self. It is a practice of returning again and again and again to what matters most, even when faced with boredom, fatigue, or a challenge. Discipline as devotion. Discipline is not about punishment, but about loving commitment to growth. Regular spiritual practices is an act of devotion, both to your path and to the deeper truths that you seek. The role of intention. This is very, very important. Discipline is sustained by clear intention. Knowing why you wish to develop spiritually infuses your routines with meaning and resilience. The power of routines in spiritual development. So routines are the scaffolding upon which discipline is built. They are the repeated, intentional actions that gradually shape the mind, heart, and spirit. Without some structure, the spiritual path can become haphazard and progress elusive. Why routines matter. Consistency. Routines create regular touch points with your spiritual aspirations, making it easier to stay connected even on difficult days. Habit formation. Repeating positive behaviors transforms them into habits, reducing the mental energy needed to choose your practice each day. Progress tracking. Regular routines allow you to notice growth and subtle shifts in your awareness over time. Some common spiritual routines include meditation or prayer at set times, journaling about insights, doubts, and intentions, reading or studying sacred texts or reading books on foundational knowledge, practicing yoga, qigong, or mindful movement, or any exercise of your preference. So I've changed my bodily movement over the years. I've done yoga, I've done qigong, like right now I'm doing weightlifting and sunbathing. So that is my exercise, getting out and grounding and doing that. So don't be afraid to switch it up. You want to stick with something long enough to see the results and see if they're going to work for you personally, but don't be afraid to switch things up and do something that you enjoy doing. Don't do something that you absolutely hate doing, because then that's going to make the motivation problem even worse. Observing moments of gratitude or mindfulness throughout the day. This is really going to help. I know this is hard to do with a busy life, especially if you're raising a family and working and all of these things, but even if you have to set a reminder on your phone, just a little ding or alarm, that will help you kind of ground yourself back in, take a couple deep breaths. It only takes a minute, and just be thankful and grateful for the little things that you have in your life. Don't focus on the lack. That's going to make it even worse. Attend group gatherings or spiritual talks. Watch inspirational videos. That really helps me get going, doing ritual or spell work. So steps to developing discipline through routines. So 1, you want to clarify your spiritual intention. So every meaningful discipline begins with intention. So you want to ask yourself, what do I hope to gain or embody on my spiritual path? Which qualities, such as peace, compassion, or focus, do I want to cultivate? How will I know I'm progressing? Write your answers in a journal or sacred space. Revisit them often, especially in days when motivation wanes. 2, design your routine. Start really simple. You don't want to go like all the way in and do some really complicated routine that lasts an hour when you're first starting. You need to build up to that. That comes later on in your spiritual path. Just start really, really small so that you don't set yourself up for failure. So choose 1 or 2 foundational practices and commit to doing them daily. Consider timing. When are you least likely to be interrupted? Mornings often set a grounded tone for the rest of the day, but if it's better for you at night, do it at night. I've switched it up. I've done it in the morning. Right now I'm doing it in the morning. Sometimes I've done it at night. I kind of prefer to do things at night. I'm kind of a night owl. So if that works best for you, do it at night. or in the afternoon. You can even do these things on your lunch break, in a car at work, whatever it is for you. So the duration, 10 focused minutes are more transformative than an hour of distracted effort. Okay, so consistency matters more than length. So you want quality over quantity. Okay, so don't get so hung up on how long you're supposed to be doing it. If you set yourself up for 10 minutes and you feel like going longer, go longer. Don't cut yourself off if you're feeling really good and you want to go a little bit deeper. A lot of people kind of think that, okay, well, the timer went off, I'm done now. Don't do that to yourself. The timer's great. If you want to follow the timer, that's good. But if you're still feeling good while you're doing it before the timer goes off, just continue to do it because it's going to be to your benefit. Environment. Create a space that inspires you, perhaps a small altar, a candle, or simply a quiet corner. I even have one of my students, the only private space she has is a walk-in closet, and that's where she does all of her stuff. Whatever that is for you, bathroom. There was a long time with my living situation where I had to do everything in a bathroom so I could have privacy. Whatever you need to do to make it happen, do that. Okay, so steps to developing discipline through routines. 4, embrace accountability. Accountability, partners, mentors, or spiritual communities can encourage consistency and offer support. So sharing your intentions and routines with someone who would gently hold you to your commitment. So this would be a trusted friend, not someone who's going to bag on you if you didn't do it that day or whatever. You want someone who's going to understand and be supportive. 5, practice compassionate self-discipline. So some days you will miss a practice or struggle to maintain focus. Rather than judging yourself, return to your intention with kindness and self-compassion. That's really essential and a companion to your discipline and it's strengthening rather than weakening your resolve. 6, reflect and refine. Set aside time weekly or monthly to reflect on your routines. Figure out what is working, what isn't, what feels forced, what feels uninspired, what inspires you, what you really like. Are you moving closer to your spiritual intention? And adjust your routines as needed. Spiritual discipline is a living practice, evolving as you do. So integrating discipline into everyday life, mindfulness and action. So discipline is not confined to your meditation cushion or sacred text. It infuses every moment of your day. Turn routine activities into spiritual practices by bringing mindfulness to them. So you want to hit this like it is a lifestyle for you. I understand there's time constraints in life, but once you turn your spiritual path, your journey, and your routines into a lifestyle, it becomes way easier, and then you can see the beauty in every moment, no matter what you're doing, even if it's challenging. So, for instance, you can wash the dishes or sweep the floor with full presence. Be very mindful of what you're doing. This is what being in the moment is. Being fully present in the moment truly is doing things mindfully, no matter what you're doing. Pause to breathe deeply before responding to stress. This is really good with awareness. Once you get triggered, if you become aware of why you're getting triggered, it's rarely ever the thing that's triggered you. It's something else that's beneath it or behind it. So once you become aware of that, it becomes easier to manage. Notice beauty and gratitude in small things like a sunrise, a smile, or a kind word. Aligning actions with values. So let your daily choices reflect your spiritual values. For example, if compassion is your focus, look for ways to serve others, whether through volunteering, listening deeply, or practicing patience. Balancing structure and flow. While routines provide structure, allow space for spontaneity. Listen to your inner guidance. Some days may call for silent reflection, others for movement and creative expression. So you artists out there, this is another form of being mindful, and it's a form of meditation, and you're actually channeling spirit when you're creating. And this is not just painting art, it's creating, cooking, any kind of thing that you do with your hands or writing. That there's tons of things that are creative that can help you with this as well. So also use reminders and cues. So I used to do this a lot. Incorporate reminders into your daily life, like use alarms, sticky notes. I was a sticky note queen for forever. Or digital apps to prompt you to engage in your spiritual practices. Cues can help you stay focused and committed, especially during busy or challenging times. Start small and build gradually. This is very, very important. Avoid overwhelming yourself with too many practices at once. Start with small, manageable activities and gradually increase their intensity and duration. This approach prevents burnout and fosters sustainable growth. Overcoming challenges in spiritual discipline. So common obstacles. Resistance. The mind naturally resists change, even if it's positive change. Noticing when you feel reluctant and gently inquire why. So why are you feeling reluctant? Are you overly stressed out? Are you distracted? Are you embodying too much air? Are you too much in your mind? That's when you invoke the earth element to ground you back out. Little small things like that. Once you become aware of it and it becomes practice and it becomes routine, then if you're embodying too much air and you get unfocused and distracted, then you can invoke another element or to do some breathing exercises that will help you get back into groundedness so you're not so reluctant to do something. Perfectionism, this is big. So I'm huge on perfectionism. I used to beat myself up so badly when I didn't do things correctly, but you've got to not focus so much on doing everything perfectly. There's days where my ritual magic roll, I'll mess something up, do something out of order, mispronounce a word, or say the wrong word in the wrong order. That's going to happen. It's part of the process. Don't beat yourself up for that. So spiritual discipline isn't about flawless practice, but sincere effort. As long as you're doing it, you're getting the benefit. So progress, not perfection, is the goal. External distractions, so set boundaries with technology and social obligations. Communicate your needs to those around you. Building resilience, remember why you started. Keep your intention visible. Lean on spiritual community. Shared practice magnifies motivation and joy. And forgive lapses. Every day is a fresh beginning. Also, if you're having a bad day, rewatch this video and it will give you some motivation. Cultivating joy and discipline. Discipline, far from being a heavy burden, can become a source of joy. As you witness the fruits of your consistent effort, greater peace, clarity, and compassion, your routines shift from duties to blessings. Notice small changes in your mindset, reactions, and relationships. Celebrate moments of insight and presence, and express gratitude for your own commitment. In conclusion, discipline on the spiritual path is not about rigidity, but about honoring your deepest intentions through steady, loving action. Routines anchor your journey, guiding you through uncertainty and inspiring continual growth. By clarifying your intention, starting simply, practicing self-compassion, and integrating mindfulness into daily life, you transform discipline from an obligation into a sanctuary, a place where your spirit can truly flourish. May your routines become rituals, your discipline become devotion, and your path be illuminated by the steady light of your own soul. Okay, you guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope this really helps put discipline on your spiritual path into perspective for you. I would love to hear your discipline practices, your routines. You could drop those in the comments below. I also offer mentoring. All of my links are in the description and in my bio. So if you guys are interested and you need a little help or a little kickstart on getting started, you can get a hold of me that way. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you would. I want to reach as many people as possible and help as many people as possible. A lot of people are waking up en masse these days and they don't know where to turn and they don't know where to start. And it doesn't have to be hard. And that's my purpose. I want to help make it easier for people to kind of wake up and have direction. Okay, you guys, so that's it. That's all I have for you today. I will see you next time around. Bye.